WWICS is not a new name you are already aware of. I'm not going to talk much about WWICS. Of course, we cannot move ahead without mention of our Colonel B.S. Sandhu. He is a retired army officer, and he's the man behind this entire setup and the vision of providing truthful and transparent information pertaining to permanent residency for Canada as well as for other countries. So the group has evolution. We are not limited to immigration field only. We have a strong presence in education domain, in real estate, in global placement and settlement services in Canada and Australia that are available for our landed clients. We have a good presence in hospitality sector by the name Forest Hill Golf and Country Club. And in the diagnostic healthcare sector, we are known by West End Imaging and Diagnostic Center in Toronto. This is the legacy of WWICS, 27 years of extensive work experience, more than 150,000 satisfied clients with 25 branch offices, and we have happily settled more than 300,000 family members in Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand, as well as US in the past 2.5 decades. WWICS, this is the world's largest resettlement group, provides customized immigration solution for skilled professionals, those who have completed their education and they are working in their related field of education. So those professionals, we can provide consultancy, how they can get permanent residency. Second is for business people, entrepreneurs, those who are willing to invest certain sum of money to get residency or citizenship options in various parts of the world, which includes Canada also. So we specialize in this category as well. And the third is we provide services and solutions to the students who wish to get quality international education in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, as well as America. We also specialize in pre and post landing services, temporary resident visas, visitor visas, family class cases, appeals and judicial reviews, and all resettlement and citizenship related matters. Our presence is not just limited to India. We have our offices in Canada, Australia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Kenya, and Nepal. Let's quickly talk about Canada, the world's best destination for immigrants. What makes Canada so popular? You are very much aware of that. I will not go into the statistics, but top 10 reasons that make Canada best country for immigrants. It is high-rated country, that is the number one, followed by compassionate government. You are all aware and witness to how people were taken care by the government even in this COVID pandemic's time. Safe and secure country for students, for migrants, for everybody, whosoever is there, even on a work permit, government takes care, and it's a safe and secure country. Fast track immigration programs, it provides really fast processing for the cases, rapidly growing job market, government funded healthcare system, world-class education opportunities for children, healthcare, world-class public transportation system, a welcoming and multicultural society, and a beautiful place to live in. These are the things which makes Canada the preferred destination. Now, this is what I am saying, or you have been hearing it. Now, what government is saying about their targets or their requirements of immigrants. I am aware you might be in the process or you might be facing some challenges because of not allowed to travel to Canada. Everyone is thinking of whether Canada is closed, whether they are not allowing immigrants to, land in their country. So what Canada is doing right now? These are the liberalized targets that has been declared by their immigration minister for the year 2021, 22, and 23. You can very well see it's more than 400,000 immigrants they require each year. That means the requirement of nearly 12 lakh immigrants in next 3 years, and we are in 2021. As of now, they are meeting their requirements. They are touching their target figures. So it is expected that by the end of the year 2021, they will be able to issue more than 400,000 visas to the immigrants seeking to live permanently in their economy. So this is the best time. Canada is always inviting, always friendly, always aspirant for the immigrants because of their society, their multicultural systems, their job market, their attractive wages, you know, ease of getting settlement over there. What are the popular programs to get permanent residency? Most of you are aware of express entry that we are going to discuss today, followed by provincial nominee programs. The most talk about word for permanent residency, PR, how to get PR through provincial nominee programs. Atlantic also is a very common word. People are asking what is AIPP. So many agents are doing this, whether job offer is required or not. I'll be covering this too. And the rural and northern immigration pilot. This is a new program, not new, not just recently introduced. It was introduced last year, but how it's working and what kind of people are targeted through these programs. We are going to discuss this one by one. Let's first talk about express entry option for Canadian permanent residents. I will not go very much in depth about the program and its eligibility criteria. I'll just touch base upon what are the active programs, how your files are being processed, what are the lags, so you can have a fair idea about what immigration is up to and what are your chances of getting it in the coming times. Further, I'll remind you this webinar is conducted by our Kolkata branch office, and team is already with us in this webinar. They will be talking to you very shortly and will be sharing I'll be sharing their contact details so that you can further talk to them one by one. If required, you can walk to the office also for consultancy, or video consultancy is also available to each one of you free of cost. So feel free to contact our team. They will be helping you in assessment, whether you are making the requisite points and in which program you are eligible. Talking about express entry, 2015 it has started and has successfully completed more than 5 years now. This is the seventh year rather, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 26 completed years, and this is the 7th year this express entry is running. 3 major programs are covered under this express entry: federal skilled worker, federal skilled trade, and Canadian experience class. All these 3 programs are completely processed with the express entry. This is an online system used by IRCC to manage and process applications for skilled workers who want to become permanent residents in Canada. So some portion of provincial nominee programs are also linked with express entry, through which if you get a nomination, 600 points will be added to your current CRS. Right. So we'll be talking about all this in the further slides. How it works. It's a 2-stage process. Step 1 is creating your express entry profile. I hope you all are aware about. So it is not a rocket science to create a profile, but yes, there are certain do's and don'ts. Important is your NOC code. Important is your documentation part, whether it is genuine, and you provide the correct details, because later on at any point of time, you will not be able to go back and change whatever you put into the system while creating your express entry profile. So first step is fill out your express entry profile. This is not a case filing. This is creating and expressing your interest that you want to be in Canada as a permanent resident. Government will got to know that someone has created the expression of interest, and based on your created expression of interest, you will be ranked. You will be ranked, and the ranking system is called Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS. On the grid of 1200 points, you will be awarded points based on your age, education, experience, language proficiency, your spouse skills, your spouse education, your spouse language proficiency, your blood relative, if any, resides in Canada, and the combination of several other factors will contribute and constitute this 1200 points. All right, 600 points are reserved for the nomination. Okay, 50 points to 200 points are reserved for a job offer that is backed by LMIA. Remaining 600 points, you can score based on your individual credentials. Once the profile is created and your application is accepted, acceptance will be based on your eligibility in one of the three federal programs. You should be either eligible for federal skilled worker or Canadian experience class or federal skilled trade program. If you're not eligible in any one of these three programs, your profile will not be allowed to be created. Once created, that means you are eligible for express entry system. Your profile will be moved to express entry pool where CRS will be applicable, and it will be intimated to you through email that this is your global ranking, this is your score of CRS. Every 15 days, probably twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month, CIC conducts a draw. They conduct draw of various programs. They can conduct a draw for federal skilled worker or provincial nominee program or Canadian experience class, and they determine one cutoff level. If your score is above that level or even equivalent to that level, you will get invitation to apply. That is ITA. This is a golden ticket. The person who gets ITA is this is a formal invitation by the government that you are a chosen one and you can proceed to apply for permanent residency. Others has to wait in the pool, and your profile will remain valid for a period of 12 months only. After 12 months, it will automatically expire. You can recreate it. There are no charges for that. And you can create it n number of times, but make sure the information provided should be matching with the first one. So this is how the process works. This is a standard process, how it works. Not good to know that since past December 2020, there is no draw for federal skilled worker applicants. The draws are only conducted for Canadian experience class category people or for provincial nominee program. The reason is COVID. The reason is this pandemic that we all are into. Government has, successfully controlled the spread of this pandemic in Canada. That is why their borders are totally closed as on date. Not even they are trading with America or with Europe. They are every 15 days, they are extended their timelines of this lockup so that outsiders, potential carriers of this coronavirus should not enter their economy. That they have controlled, they have successfully, get rid of this coronavirus, and that is the reason they are giving invitations to the people who are already in Canada, to the students, to the working people in Canada on work permits. So that is why either if you have a provincial nomination from any of the province and meeting the cutoff levels, you will get ITA, or if you are meeting the cutoff in Canadian experience class, that is, if you're working in Canada for at least 1 year, probably you will be the chosen one to get permanent residence. It is not that they will not invite people from federal skilled worker pool. Definitely they will. They have to, rather, because these are the professionals, these are the trained resources having good number of experience and most promising applicants, you can say, for settling in Canada. Government is reviewing the process again in light of this pandemic, how this program can be reviewed or some changes can be implemented, whereby some selected occupations, maybe in healthcare sectors, maybe in engineering sector, maybe in IT professional sectors, they should be able to pick, choose, and those people should be able to land in Canada in the coming times. So these are all in consideration. The bills are presented, the ministers are all discussing about it, and it is expected that they might come up with a new way of processing applications for international applicants. It can be an occupation specific, it can be a sector specific, it can be age specific, it can be a country specific. It is yet to be determined. But till the time profiles can be created, nominations can be filed, you can apply for provincial nominations as well. And if you have a job offer from Canada, that is the best pathway through which you can land in Canada in the shortest possible time. We are going to discuss that further. Important highlights of express entry: there is no occupation demand list, like I have said, but government is thinking of changing it. They might come up in the coming times with a specific in-demand occupations like we have earlier, 2013, 2014, specific occupations which are allowed to apply. So as of now, there is no occupation demand list and there is no capping or restrictions. That means uh, capping has reached, sorry, no more applications. Every time it is open, anyone can apply. So basic program eligibility is the same for federal skilled worker. You all are aware 67 points are required. And for federal trade program, there is no point system for Canadian experience class. You need to be in Canada for at least 1 year working. Okay, coming to, okay, this is all we have covered. Let's talk more about, this is the comprehensive. I have already told you how points are calculated. That is CRS is determined how your 1200 points are scored. These are the latest express entry draw data. You can see last draw was conducted in May 13th of May, and the cutoff was 401. So many people, got confused. We are getting constant calls from people. Okay, the CRS has fallen to 401 points. Yes, it has fallen to 401 point, but it is not for federal skilled worker. It is for Canadian experience class. They have declared this cutoff, this draw is exclusively for Canadian experience class candidates. Right? So whatever draws they are conducting, it is either for Canadian experience class or for provincial nomination. Those who are holding PNP nominations. So they are getting 600 additional points, and if they are meeting the cutoff, like 752 was cutoff in the draw conducted on 12th of May 2021. 557 ITS were issued to these applicants. So you can see in the entire current year 2021, all the draws so far has been declared for Canadian experience class and provincial nominee holders. What is express entry? Okay, just a few seconds for this. It's a fast track way to immigrate to Canada as a professional or skilled worker. How will you qualify? You should be meeting 67 points out of possible 100. We will provide you the assessment based on the submitted details, your resume we need. 1 year of minimum experience is required under O level, A level, or B level occupation. What is these occupation levels? O level is a professional, you can say, doctor, engineer, right? A level occupations are managers. If you're holding a managerial position, probably you'll be falling in A level occupations. And B level occupations are supervisors, right? So at least you should be a supervisor to apply for federal skilled worker program. If you're working below a supervisor, this program is not suitable for you. So 67 points is the grade minimum CLB level 7, that is 6 months each. That is the minimum requirement. That doesn't mean you will get ITA with 6 in each. For getting ITA, you must meet the threshold of that draw, cutoff level of the draw. It can be, last it was, I think, 468 points. So you can calculate, I can calculate, my team can calculate your potential CRS based on your IELTS or based on your WES or other things. If you can provide me the details, we can provide you the calculations that this is your tentative CRS score. And based on that, your chances of getting invitation under the standard federal skilled worker program. And if not, then which provincial nominee program will be suitable to you, whereby you will get additional 600 points on the basis of nomination. Okay, ECA is mandatory. It's very important. It is required for every program in Canada. That whatever we are going to talk further, ECA is mandatory. What is ECA? Education Credential Assessment. It is the equivalency level of your and mine education as per the Canadian standards. We have not completed our education in Canada, so we need to determine what my education stands worth in Canada. There are several authorized bodies which conduct this assessment, and they will declare the equivalency level. That is called ECA report. That is also mandatory. RHS is mandatory. Settlement funds are required based on the size of the family, and you should be admissible in Canada. It should not be like you are inadmissible to Canada based on some sort of disorders, some malpractices, some criminal activity in the past if anyone has done. So in that case, you won't be eligible. Otherwise, If you are admissible, you can apply for this program. Coming quickly to federal trade program, no point system is there. It is for semi-skilled workers, especially tradespeople. Tradespeople means carpenter, electrician, plumber, and their supervisors. There are 90 listed occupations who can apply. Education requirement is very, very low. Although ECA is mandatory, that means at least 12 years of formal education, followed by any kind of diploma or any kind of trade certification if you have. That is sufficient. Minimum 2 years experience in past 5 years is mandatory, and CLB level 4 IELTS is compulsory. Apart from this, 1 year full-time job in a particular trade, in that particular trade which you are qualified from a Canadian employer is also required. So this is a job specific program. If you don't have a job offer, you will not be able to make a way under federal skilled trade program. So this is a limited category program where a job offer from a Canadian employer is required. I'll be covering this entire process of job offer also, because we are undertaking this in a big way. So hold on. Before finishing my talk, I'll be touching upon how you can secure a job offer, what would be the tentative cost and process involved in that. Okay. Coming quickly to the third program, that is Canadian Experience Class. As I have already told earlier, this is for professionals or skilled workers with Canadian work experience. Minimum 1 year of Canadian work experience is mandatory under O level, A level, or B level occupations. You should be admissible to Canada. Settlement funds are required. CLB level 5 for O and A level, and CLB level 5 for B level occupation is minimum education or language requirement for Canadian Experience Class. Maximum draws you have witnessed this year are for Canadian Experience Class. Even in the past, a month before, they have announced a very, very liberal program for which enabled all the students who have completed their post-secondary education after 2017 and are currently in Canada. Anywhere in Canada, right, should be working with a Canadian employer, giving all sort of relaxations in the form of IELTS requirement or job wage rate requirement or any program specific requirement. Government has invited them to apply for permanent residence because they need permanent resident people, and through whatever sources they can manage in the current pandemic time, because these are the most potential people, those who are already in Canada, those who have acquired Canadian education or acquired Canadian work experience. They are the most promising residents, would-be residents of Canada. So government is all set to provide and process those applications for the people who are already in Canada. Once it is done, it is almost done, right? You have seen the draws. Thousands of people have been invited, those who are already in Canada, for processing of permanent residency. But now is the turn for international workers like you and me outside Canada. How WWICS will help you, that is very important. We are conducting this webinar not just to educate you. I know everyone is on the internet, and especially in this lockdown situation, people are sitting in their homes, accessing all the information available through mobiles and laptops. But still, there are more than 100 pathways to reach Canada. I mean, 100 programs. 13 provinces and territories are there in Canada, and each province, each territory has more than 5 to 7 programs or different pathways that can lead to permanent residency or a work permit in Canada. So in totality, more than 100 programs, 100 pathways, each having its discrete eligibility requirements. Some has point system, some has job offer requirement, some has particular experience in occupation like this. So WWICS will help you to determine the best path for you, the best program which is suitable as per your available skills, your education, your experience, your language proficiency. So technical assessment is the key to that. Under technical assessment, a team of professionals under the supervision of IRCC members, solicitors and barristers in Canada, they evaluate each and every profile, and with the 360-degree approach, determining all the parameters and assessing all the potential sources, they will evaluate and will declare your chances to get permanent residency in any specific program if you're eligible. If not, they will clearly tell you that uh, because of this reason, you are not able to make points for Canadian permanent residency. So this is part of our services. This is the starting beginning point. You will be assessed thoroughly, not only you, but even your spouse will be assessed thoroughly, whether you are meeting the eligibility grid or not, and in which program and how many points you are scoring, based on which, whether you need to improve your score in IELTS, improve your work experience, improve your education, or apply to a provincial nominee program. We will give you one-to-one counseling on that. Then how to get your ECA done? There are 7 authorities, 7 bodies. Like for example, one education is assessed positive by A authority. Same education is assessed negative by B authority. So how to select through which authority we should apply our ECA report? It is not only WES. WES is one authority and it's taking a lot of long time. But there are authorities which there are education qualifications which WES does not assess, but others do. They declare a positive assessment for that too. So WWICS will help you to determine, to choose the right education authority to determine your ECA. Vetting of job duties and allocation of knowledge. This is the key factor, key most important and crucial decision. What is the knock applicable to your case? Then creating your express entry profile online, then promoting your applications on the job bank portal so that employers can have access to your available profile and they can offer you a job if your credentials are suitable as per their requirement. Followed by alternate assessment for PNP. I'll be discussing this in great detail ahead. And if you're selected, if you get an invitation to apply through Provincial Nominee Program or directly, your permanent application, residency application will be filed normally, which is processed in 6 to 8 months. I'm not talking of the current timings. There is no time frame as on date. No time frame. Please make it very clear. There is all the processing offices across the globe, whether it is Canada, whether it is Australia, UK, New Zealand. So there is no timeline given. It is all expected, and they keep on lingering it every month, right? When till the time the situation improves, we cannot determine or declare that probably in this much time it will be processed. But on an average, in the past, if we see the trend, 6 to 8 months is the average processing time. These are the charges applicable, official charges that you would be required to pay for the processing of your application. 825 Canadian dollars is the visa processing fee for the main applicant, same is for the spouse. And you can also pay at the beginning or at the later stage, depending upon you. A right of a residency fee. This is not optional. It's not necessary you pay right in the beginning. It can be paid at a later stage also, which is 500 Canadian dollars for the principal applicant and for the spouse. If you have children, if you have dependent children, they are required to pay 225 as visa processing fee. No right of lending fee is applicable for dependent. These are the settlement funds which you have to show. That is the show money, you can say, that I have these many funds available in my possession and I can utilize these funds when I land in Canada. I won't be dependent on government, right? This is your money completely, not to be given to anybody in any time. So if you are single, you will be required to show around 13,000 Canadian dollars. And if you are a family of 4, around 24,000 Canadian dollars, you have to show, not at the time of creating of your profile, but once you get ITA, at the time of formal case filing, uploading your complete documentation, at that time you require to show these funds and you have to maintain the quarterly balance in your account for these funds. These are the liquid funds, not a property, not an asset. It should be liquid in your bank. Coming to the provincial nominee program, most of the people, maximum number of queries, PNPs, how can I get a nomination? Let's talk about that. These are the provinces you can see in the map: British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Yukon, then Northwest Territories, Nunavut. And on the eastern side, it's New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Let's quickly come to. I'll give you just a brief understanding how it's processed. Provincial nominee programs are processed two ways. One is paper-based application. Second is linked with express entry. If it is linked with express entry, you will get a nomination. Nomination will be attached with your existing express entry profile. Let's say your score, CRS score is 200 points in the existing express entry profile. If you make way to get nomination through a provincial nominee program, which is linked with express entry, then after getting nomination, your nomination will be linked with your existing express entry, whereby you will be getting additional 600 points. Additional 600 points will make your CRS 200 plus 600, that is 800 points. Whenever the draw is undertaken for PNP applicants, you will get ITA. This is the fastest way to process your application. A provincial nominee nomination linked express entry program. That's the best part. And every province has one program minimum, which is dedicatedly or linked with federal express entry. Every province has at least one. Although the requirement, there are further bifurcation, whether job offer is required or not, is it mandatory or not, whether points are there, whether you meet the requirement or not. Certain provinces require, for example, Alberta, you have to be in Alberta, right? It is for the people who are already in Alberta, working in Alberta in certain occupations. They can only be chosen, not otherwise. For British Columbia, they require a job offer. For Prince Edward Island, they don't require a job offer. For Saskatchewan, they don't require a job offer. Likewise, every province has a different requirement. But how it is processed, linked with express entry, 600 points will be added. If it is not linked with express entry, then after nomination, your case will be paper-based application. Entire package will be sent across to Canada and your permanent residency will be processed. What is the difference between both? Now, probably the timeline of a paper-based application not linked with express entry will be 8 to 10 months more, longer time of processing. Whereas express entry is an online processing stream. So if it is linked, your application will be processed in probably 12 to 14 months period. Okay, I'll discuss major programs. I will not discuss all the programs. The best programs are result-oriented programs, like British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program, BCPNP. It has two streams. One is skilled immigration stream. Second is express entry stream. There is a point system. There is a cutoff. BC has its own draws. They determine the potential cutoff score. What requires is a job offer from a British Columbia employer. It's a LMI exempt program, right? You can have an LMI letter. Maybe you don't require an LMI letter, but eligible BC employer should be able to give a permanent job offer to you under O level, A level, or B level occupations only, right? And if you meet the cutoff, you will be invited to apply a formal application, which leads to nomination. Now, how to get a job offer? That is the most important and critical thing as on date. From WWICS or my associates, with whom I am working right now in Canada, in BC, in Alberta, in Ontario, and in other parts also, we are getting good number of job orders from the potential employers in Canada. Based on these job offers, the applicant can get permanent residency, number one, through provincial nominee programs. Number two, they can score additional 50 to 200 points if it is a LMIA backed job offer. Okay, in express entry, in CRS point system, 50 points. If you have a LMA approved job offer, you will be awarded 50 additional points. That means, let's say your score is 430 points. You will not get ITA, right? You are waiting from a long time. With that job offer, you will add 50 points more. That makes your CRS 480 points. You will get invitation whenever the draw comes. Third, there are certain job offers, very limited numbers, which potentially can give you 200 points instead of 50 points. right? That is top managerial job offers, which starts with double O occupations, knock level double O. So we have LMIA, positive LMIA, pre-approved LMIA in those categories also, whereby you'll be awarded 200 additional points. This is number 3. Number 4, you probably, I'm not saying everybody, probably if you have a LMIA job offer, you can apply for PR, no doubt about that. But you can parallelly apply for a work permit till the time your PR application is in process, which will take around 15 to 20 months processing time. But in less than 2 months' time, you can fly to Canada and start working on a work permit with the same employer. So that is also advantage of these job offers which are available with WWICS. Okay, I cannot give you more information on the type of occupations. Every occupation, almost all potential occupations we have, and in good numbers. It is available with our team, with our office. You have to consult them one-on-one. I cannot put it on internet. It is not unlimited numbers, although there is a limit to the numbers. But yes, these are the genuine job offers which enable you to work in Canada and start your permanent application process, result, start your earning in Canada. Side by side, your permanent application processing can continue, right? And if you're making the eligibility with PR, you will land in Canada as permanent resident with those job offers in hand. Coming to, okay. This is applicable for British Columbia. This is applicable for Ontario, for Alberta also we have, for very few for Saskatchewan. Sometimes it comes, but majority, maximum job offers we have for British Columbia. There is another stream under provincial nominee programs, which is for Manitoba. If you have a relative, if you have a friend, a close friend, or a distant relative residing in Manitoba and is willing to sponsor you, sponsorship not financially, not a kind of job offer, but willing to help you settle in Manitoba, then probably again you can apply through provincial nominee program of Manitoba, which is again, it has its own point system, it has its own express entry, it has its own invitation draws, right? So we can determine, we can calculate your score, whether you are making the cutoff or not, and your chances of getting permanent residence. This is very, very popular, but your relation with your sponsor is important. So it should be genuine. It should not be arranged one. If it is genuine and the person is willing to sponsor you, probably you will get permanent residency in less than 1.5 years time with the entire family. Okay. Atlantic, yes, this is a very, very popular program, very, very common word to hear. Why? The reason is the IELTS requirements is very, very low, CLV level 4. Atlantic, what is Atlantic? This is a viable way to work and settle in Canada maritime provinces. There are 4 provinces which are called maritime provinces. One is New Brunswick, second is Prince Edward Island, third is Nova Scotia, and fourth is Newfoundland and Labrador, right? These are very cold, having very cold climate, extreme cold climate, because of which the population levels are quite low. And the employers, the people who are residing there are feeling scarcity of migrants, because every immigrant is likely to settle in Ontario, Toronto, or Vancouver in BC, or Alberta at the max. They don't prefer to go to these maritime provinces because of the extreme climatic conditions, because of which these provinces are not getting adequate share of immigrants, and their population is decreasing day by day. That is why government has eased out the processing. This is again LMI exempt category. No LMI is required. Only a potential employer registered under this program of AIB, if offers you a job, Can be in any sector, can be in hospitality, can be in trucking, can be in transportation, can be in logistics, can be in any other sector, right? Genuine job offer of at least 1 year full time. It can lead you to permanent residency with family in less than 14 months or 15 months time. So valid job offer from a designated employer in Atlantic Canada is required to participate in this pilot. This is a pilot program. We cannot say pilots is now a permanent program because from past, I think 4 years, it's successfully doing. Beautiful, beautiful program. The limitation factor is a genuine job offer from these provinces, right? Okay, one of the latest thing that I would like to share with you is New Brunswick. If you go and log on to the website of New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program, they are conducting a live recruitment, virtual recruitment drive. Government is doing that for some occupations, which includes even truck drivers, long haul truck drivers. So anyone participating in today's webinar, maybe they are known to somebody. So virtual, you can participate in the virtual recruitment fair. You can upload your details online, and probably they will be conducting a live interview with you on Skype or Zoom. If selected, probably in 6 months' time, you can be in Atlantic province of New Brunswick. So like this, it works. Otherwise, we also come across certain job offers, and with the availability positions, if your credits, your experience matches, we put you across to that program. So this is also a very, very good viable way to get permanent residency in Canada. Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, RNIP. Everyone is talking about this program. Something like if you are not eligible anywhere, go to RNIP. RNIP is what? It is not something a backdoor entry to Canada. It has its own eligibility. There are 11 participating communities. Communities are like municipal corporations, right? Municipal corporations, not a state level, not a district level. It is below that, right? There are 11 participating communities, like you can see, it's North Bay in Ontario, Sudbury, Timmins, Swansea Marie, and Thunder Bay. These are the 5 communities in Ontario, followed by Brandon and Altona in Manitoba, followed by Charles Home again in Ontario. In British Columbia, they have Vernon and West Kootenay, and in Saskatchewan, they have Moose Jaw. These are the communities, small villages, you can say, with a population of 75,000 people to 225,000 people. That's it. Okay. Potential employers are there, right? These are developed communities. It's not like countryside, not a rural area. Developed communities, but they are facing scarcity of population because immigrants are not likely to settle in these communities because of their uh, job scenario, or other potential areas are better inviting as compared to these communities. Okay, so these communities are for the immigrants who want to go to Canada but are not likely to be selected for Ontario, for federal skilled worker, or for provincial nominee programs because they have lower IELTS or or any other reason, right? There is no point system. There are certain communities which has point system, but overall, in totality, if we talk about out of 11, 9 communities, they don't have a point system. There is a dual assessment criteria. One is federal assessment criteria, and second is community assessment criteria. What is required is a job offer again. Okay, but it cannot be pre-approved job offer. It is a very transparent process where one has to create a profile online on these community portals. Once your profile is created, your resume will be available to the employers, registered employers of that community. They can review your resume, and if they require such professional, they will communicate to you. They will contact you, they will call you, they will take your interview. If selected, they will offer you a job. Okay, upon your acceptance, they will apply for the community recommendation. That is the municipal committee recommendation in that community. The committee comprises of 5-7 members, not a very formalized process of LMIA. Okay, they will approve that recommendation letter, and with that recommended approval, you can apply for permanent residency. This is for the entire family, not a work permit. You will be landing in those communities as permanent residents. Good program, but I will not say that very good success rate it has. But if you are not eligible in any program, then you can try your chances of getting PR in RNI. This is what I have explained to you right now. Now, why choose Canada as your immigration destination? Very, very, very important. Last thing that I'm going to discuss, and then we can, I'll probably take some questions from your end. So, Canada ranks #1 country in the world for providing a good quality of life. These are the actual facts. It's not just to attract people for Canada. This is the actual facts. Make Canada your permanent, get direct permanent residency with your family. Then Canada boasts world's 4th best public health care system, right? What it includes, it's free Medicare for entire family, government finances, health insurance, world's best government-run hospitals, equal medical treatment to all Canadian citizens and permanent residents. The regular medical visits are carried out by government professionals. Canada is the best destination to start a new business, a high-ranked country in terms of ease of doing business. These are the statistics I'm just sharing with you. It's the second best country in the G20 for starting a business and 6th globally. India's rank is, I think, 66, and Canada is on the 6th position. Toronto is the second largest technology cluster in North America. Starting a business in Canada is a fast and easy process that can be completed in 1 to 4 days. Just 1 to 4 days, comprising of all kinds of approvals, whatever are required. You can complete everything formally in 1 to 4 working days and start your new business. Make the most informed decision about your child's future with Canada. Government funded education is there. Canada's ranked 3rd globally as having one of the best education systems, a wide choice of world renowned public and private schools to choose from, free education till grade 12, and subsidized university and college education. Canada offers world-class social services and social security benefits. What does it mean? Old age security pension is there, free Medicare is there, Canada child benefit system is applicable, Canada child tax benefit is there, tax benefits for families, worker compensation, unemployment insurance, various other subsidies. These are all offerings by Government of Canada. There is a parliamentary committee which has released the results of its study on how COVID pandemic has affected Canadian immigration. This is very, very important. I'll read few for you. It's available on the Google. You can check it out, or you can log on to WWIC's website or check out our Facebook page. These posts are already there. So important recommendations made to improve the Canada's immigration system is digitalization of the immigration system. Everything will be digitalized. You need not to visit any center. Everything will be done online. More transparency and accountability, launch of international student helpline so that applicants should be tracked in real time and provide realistic processing times, creating an immigration ombudsman to supervise IRCC and receive complaints, continue to allow international students to enter Canada to study in campus. Yes, Canada has allowed international students to travel and start their education. Facilitating the process for international students who want to work full-time for internship, that is also approved. Prioritize issuing the usual acknowledgement of receipt, that is AOR, for permanent residence application. This is already started. Our clients are getting AOR right now. Allow applicants with expired permanent residence card to travel. Those who have already got PR but expired and they were not able to travel, now they are allowing them to travel. Then extending the medical exams beyond a year along with the processing them currently with the biometrics and criminal checks. These are the all things that they have released post this pandemic, which has affected immigration and how they are going to counter it. This is very good for the immigrants, those who are already in queue or looking to move to Canada. WWICS, at the last, I can say you're already familiar with. It's a trusted name since 1993, more than 27 years of record. We have already discussed all these things. We provide pre-lending services, which includes assessment, which includes your documentation, your filing, your processing, any kind of updations which are required from time to time, any kind of communication or correspondence with the High Commission is done by us. And the post-lending services, through our GPS office in Canada as well as Australia, we provide the complete resettlement and settlement solutions to our clients. So decide yourself and make Canada your permanent home. Apply and fly with WWICS. Most important, please note the number which is displayed on the screen. That is 903898280. This is the Kolkata branch mobile number. You can drop your number. You can just say hello to them. They will get back to you. They will provide you the complete consultancy, provide you one-to-one assessment for you, yourselves, your kids, and in the best suitable program, your case will be processed. Or alternatively, you can just drop your resume on this email ID, ratan@immigrationwics.com. I repeat, ratan@immigrationwics.com. Thank you. Thanks a lot very much for the participation that you have shown today. There are more than 100 people I can see right now. And I will not take much of your time because we are scheduled to finish it by 6. Your questions are already with me. I will ensure you to provide the answers very soon. It will be there in your inbox. And one thing more, before we log out, tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, I'll be sharing a link where you can again log in. The number, how will you get the number? How will you get that link? From the same number. Okay. Have you noted this number? Let me go back. Please allow me just a second. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. On this mobile number, we will be sharing a link on the status of this mobile number from where you can log in right at 11 o'clock. My team will be there. You can have one-to-one chat with them. One-to-one counseling can be done on the spot. Just share your resume with them. You'll be put across in a separate room in Zoom sessions, and you have ample time to discuss whatever you want to discuss with the team. No one will interrupt that one-to-one chat with the counselor. So tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, the room will be open and you will find that link on this mobile's WhatsApp status. Please note this mobile and save it. Please note this mobile and save it in your phone book by the name Ratan Mishra, WWICS. Okay, you will get the link of tomorrow's Zoom meeting probably by 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock the room will open. My staff will be available and you can have one-to-one counseling session. Those who are interested, please, this is for those who are interested to take it further and want to have a detailed discussion and understanding about the programs and getting their assessment done. They are invited to log in sharp at 11 o'clock. Ratan, you and your staff should be available. I'll be sharing the link with you by 10 o'clock in the morning. Please confirm, have you got the message, Ratan? Ratan, please confirm. Ratan?
Yes, sir. Haji, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
All right, guys, thanks a lot for the participation and attending this webinar. Thanks for now. Let's meet tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Thank you very much.